Jai Hind, this is Brigadier Hemant Mahajan. The subject today is lessons that we can learn from the Israel-Hamas war, which is today on the 13th day. Number one lesson is when the nation is divided, its attention towards its enemies is not up to the mark. Israel was fighting amongst each other, the judiciary, the army, the political parties, everybody was fighting with each other, and in last 2 years they had four different governments. So therefore their attention was not towards what enemy will do on the border, that is what will Hamas do on the border. Secondly, Israel is now a highly urbanized state. It is said that when a country urbanizes, then people start becoming soft. They want white collar jobs, they want AC environment, and soldiering becomes not a very popular choice. Today, when Israel gave a call for getting its army, telling its reserve army to join the war, the joining of war took a lot of time because the youth were spread out all over, including outside the country. Israel had a lot of faith in its technology, the so-called Iron Dome. But the Iron Dome technology was defeated by crude methods such as tractors, three-wheelers, drones, dozers, etc. These were used by Hamas to destroy the dome and enter inside. Unfortunately, exactly 3 to 4 kilometers from the border or from the fence, and party was going on in which a large number of youth were holidaying or partying. Now about 25 to 30 terrorists of Hamas has supposed to have gone there, but the youth who were all in the age group of 20, 25, 30 just could not fight with these terrorists, though of course the youth were not armed. But remember, some time back in the 90s, 4 Israeli tourists had been captured by the terrorists in Kashmir. These tourists killed the terrorist and escaped. That kind of a fighting spirit is today was not found in the Israeli society. Also, the Hamas used the time of peace in gaining intelligence. Israel does not have too much of a faith on human intelligence. What Hamas did or what Palestine did was they told Israel that you can permit the Palestinians to cross into Israel every day for carrying out jobs which are labor intensive, calling out jobs of maid servants. So every day on the Palestine and Israeli border, 15 to 20,000 Palestinians, some of them male, some of them female, used to cross in Israel, work there for the whole day and come back in the later part of the day. While it gave manual labor cheaply to Israel, but the fact was that all these 15 to 20,000 Palestinians who were coming every day were responsible for giving the exact intelligence of the areas where they were working. So good intelligence was known, while the Israeli human intelligence had not been able to penetrate the Hamas. Hamas was building tunnels since a long time, and Israel also has developed a technology by which to detect the tunnels. But the war between tunnels going underground and Israel developing technology to detect tunnel was an ongoing war. However, it appears that presently Israel's technology was not able to penetrate deep because the tunneling was done at 35 to 40 meters under the ground. It is said that nearly 500 kilometers of tunnels had been constructed by Hamas, which could not be targeted by weapons from the fighter aircraft, from the drones, from the missiles, etc. So, while people on the surface have been targeted by the Israelis, but the ones who are inside tunnel are quite safe. So Israel's technology, Israel's weapons have been more or less defeated by the tunnels which the Hamas has created. Now Israel is waiting for a ground offensive by which they would go and destroy these tunnels and flush out Hamas terrorists who are there. However, the biggest challenge in front of Israel is that 150 to 200 hostages of Israel which have been held by Hamas, they will get killed should Israel start an attack. Also, battles for tunnels is going to be a bloody war. So therefore, Israel is still waiting, deciding as to when to launch the operation. Meanwhile, Israel is focusing on the other fronts, especially with that of Lebanon, where Hezbollah terrorist group is quite strong and powerful, and they are the ones who are expected to join the battle. Israel is also focusing on the other borders with the other Arab states, where whenever they find any information of somebody coming inside, they fire upon it. But the ground offensive as it stands right now has yet not started. So therefore, the most important lesson right now is, which is also emerged out of the Ukraine war, is Israeli tanks versus the anti-tank weapons of Hamas, Israeli aircraft versus the anti-aircraft weapons of Hamas. This battle will continue for some time. So therefore, lot of important lessons have emerged as it stands right now. But the biggest lesson is, while Israel did know that Hamas will carry out an attack at some point of time, but when exactly will they carry out an attack? That is what is called as the actionable intelligence, is something which Israel could not pick up. The most important challenge in front of any nation is how to remain alert 24 hours a day, 7 days a week and 365 days a year. मराठीमध्ये म्हण आहे, लांडगा आला लांडगा आला. इसाप नीतीची गोष्ट आहे. लांडगा केव्हा तरी येईल, पण नेमका लांडगा ज्या वेळेला येईल त्यावेळेला तुम्ही त्या लांडग्याकरता तयार असेल का, हे सर्वात मोठं आव्हान आपल्यासमोर आहे. सो युअर मोटो ॲज अ नेशन शुड बी सदैव सतर्क. द पॉप्युलेशन ऑफ दिस कंट्री हॅज टू रिमेन alert at all times, keep on analyzing various kinds of threats that are there and be ready for the threat which is possible from Pakistan, from China, from illegal Bangladeshi migration, from Naxals, from Maoists, from terrorists and their supporters inside India. Only if we keep on carrying out assessment and keep on carrying out proactive operation will India remain safe. Thank you. Jai Hind.